TVS Eurogrip Tyres. Tyres for a country full of turns.
Our TVS Eurogrip Tyres presents Tame the Turns, and this is a fitting segment we've got going in the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup 2023 because of what we saw at the Chepauk, where spinners were ruling the roost. Anil Kumble enjoyed that. Dale Steyn is here as well as we try and pick the standout spinner of the day. Anil, who have you got? Because Kuldeep and Jadeja are both close contenders.
They are, and I think all three Indian spinners bowled beautifully. But if you have to pick one, then it has to be Ravindra Jadeja, because this pitch was suited, tailor-made for someone like Jadu's bowling, because he bowls it quick. He didn't give any chance to the batters to react, and we saw that beauty that he bowled to Steve Smith. Yeah. Fantastic. And those 2 wickets in that over of Labuschagne and Carey certainly changed the course of the game for India.
We used to think of Jadeja as not necessarily a 10-over bowler in ODI cricket, but these kind of surfaces, gee, be wishing he could bowl more than 10. Yeah.
Could you imagine if he bowled 12 or 13 or 14 overs? Yeah, this pitch is absolutely tailor-made for him and exactly what he wants to do. Just kind of changes his angle, he gets tight sometimes, then he moves his way across slightly and he gets wide of the crease. And you saw how he got Steve Smith there. So he's like, the release point is always straight, and then all of a sudden he just subtly suckers you into one where he's moved slowly wider and bang, it hits that like pitcher's middle and leg, kind of hits the top of off, especially Steve Smith kind of standing on leg stump. Yeah. But exactly the kind of pitch that Jadeja wants to carry around with him throughout this tournament. I thought he bowled beautifully.
Speaking of carry around, forgive my terrible humour, but a left-hander, sometimes you think, let's not get the left-arm spinner, but Alex Carey's wicket turned out to be a good one, and this is again Jadeja, who never leaves the stumps. He always keeps the umpire interested, doesn't he? Yeah,
and you would think that's, nothing against Carey here, but you'd think that he'd know exactly that this is what Jadeja's going to do. He's going to target the stumps, so don't play around that front foot too much. Just get that straight bat there, especially when they needed their wicket. But bang, he got through the defences there, hit the pad, LBW, picks up 3 quick wickets. And then after that, Australia struggled to get some runs. The other spinners started to come into play and they forced the shots. You see Cameron Green forcing a shot on a ball that's probably there to hit, but now wickets are falling around him. So that's the impact that Jadeja also had. He's also getting other guys out with it and he's not even bowling.
And also, Jadeja has improved his white ball bowling to left-handers, because if you looked at the IPL itself, he got a lot of left-handers out this year for Chennai Super Kings, because previously in the IPL to the left-handers, he never got anyone out. The reason being, he's coming so close to the stumps now and then looking to turn. And on this kind of a surface, if you're that close and then bowling at that pace, as a left-hander, you would get a lot of wickets like how he got Alex Carey today. Yeah,
that's his favoured pitch as well, isn't it? The one at the Chepauk, it was his home strip. He'd like to pack it up and take it to the rest of the tournament, but Ravindra Jadeja is a standout spinner. On the other hand, let's see who the batter was, who was most prolific against spin, who managed to tame the turn in this encounter. And it's a good list that we had asked you today, because there's KL Rahul, Virat Kohli, both of whom played Australia spinners very well. And David Warner was among the 2 top scorers for Australia. Manas Labuschagne was the other. So, I beg your pardon, Steve Smith was the other. But in a good list, it is indeed KL Rahul that managed to get the most. I guess that's a fair result too. And Anil Kumble, he did indeed play spin well, even at a time where perhaps playing spin was slightly easier, taking nothing away from him.
Yeah, it was slightly easier, but you have to give him credit, because I thought when Adam Zampa was introduced, although late, we thought he came in late, but those 2 boundaries were not off bad deliveries. It was from the stumps. He just rocked back and then cut through and put pressure back on Australia, because you have your main spinner coming on. I know Maxwell did bowl earlier than him, but your main spinner is your wrist spinner, and if you can hit him for a couple of boundaries in the first over, it puts pressure back on the bowler, and that showed in the way Adam Zampa responded today. He didn't have a great day, so credit to KL Rahul.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about one of the best spinners in the world in the last few years. It's not often that people associate that, but that's what he's been, Adam Zampa. So it was important that Rahul blunt the threat of Zampa, and that's exactly what happened today. Dave?
Yep, straight away from the first over, and I thought he read him very well too. He played those 2 cut shots. I think the second one was Adam Zampa's googly too, so you could tell that he was in complete control. It's not like he's rocking back, and and hoping that he can get a cutaway here on a dodgy wicket that can either skid through or turn or bite.
Yeah.
He's seeing the ball like a beach ball, knew exactly what shot he wanted to play, and applied the pressure back onto Australia. And then Pat Cummins is going to sit there and he's got to think, what do I do now? You know, my best spinner's just been taken down. Do I bring another seamer on? And these questions start to come in of doubt. And then in the end, when they needed, you know, what was it, 18 or something, all of a sudden he knew how to finish the game. Charges down, hits one of the few sixes I saw back over the bowler's head today on a wicket that did stop and bite a little bit, although batting in the evening was a little bit easier. So in complete control.
All right, Dale Steyn, Anil Kumble, thank you very much. That was quite the compelling game and a wonderful conversation. To wrap up a very nice edition of our TVS Eurogrip Tyres presents Tame the Turns.
TVS Eurogrip Tires. Tires for a country full of turns.